Hi, my name is Barrie Crampton. Welcome to another episode of Not the Evangelist News. Although I have had a suggestion today from a lady that I should call it Straight Out of Crampton. Dear Barrie, having overheard your podcast whilst my petrol-head husband listens and agrees with your regular rants, I feel you are missing a trick. You should be calling your series Straight Outta Crampton. P.S. My parents live in Leyland, so we understand on many levels. Kind regards, Busy Lizzie. I think that's a brilliant name, so I'm going to pretend I thought of it. So, hi, my name is Barrie Crampton. Welcome to my podcast, Straight Out of Crampton. Thank you. Now, some news today that the evangelists won't like at all. We in the trade knew what was happening, but the evangelists of the zealots, the shills, all trying to tell you that there's a big demand for used EVs and they're stabilising. Diesels, nobody wants diesels. New sales, new diesel sales are dropping. Nobody wants them. Dinosaur juice, get rid. Nobody wants petrol. EVs are selling, they're going up. Well, it would seem that today that the news is out on the new at the end of the month and how cars have performed, and it would seem that diesels have gone up. You know, the cars that they're stopping making and nobody wants them. EVs are more popular than diesels new. You can hardly get any diesels, can you? There's hardly. Actually, let me just say, I'm saying that, but then somebody's going to correct me, aren't they, if I'm wrong. So we'll go to new cars. 20,000 new cars. Go to filter, fuel type. There's only 2,615 new diesels for sale. There's 4,648 electrics, 6,395 hybrids, and there's only 7,091 petrols. So even though electric cars only make up whatever percentage that they're lying about now, 4648 divided by 7091%. So there's well over 2/3 the amount of electric cars available than there are petrol. But yet electrics don't make up 2/3, do they? So that tells you a story. There's only 700 less hybrids than there are petrols. There's almost twice as many electrics as there are diesels. And there's almost, not two and a half times more hybrids than there are diesels. Anyway, back to the story. As I say, these people, they'll be cringing. The ZEV mandate's working. Used EVs are stabilising. Used EVs are going up. Big demand for them. 3 to 5 year old EVs. Sales year on year up 138%. Electric cars, fastest moving off the forecourt. Some of them in 19 days. Can I just tell you, if any of those statements were true, EVs would be going through the roof. Dealers would be fighting for them, but they're not. They're fighting for petrol and diesels. And let me try and go through the story. So here we go. Used car prices drop just again. When it's good news, electrics, that would say electric cars go up, everybody goes green. The used car market goes green as petrol and diesels drop. plummet. Actually, I think it was 0.3%, and that was a plummet when it was a petrol. But 1.1%. Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert. January valuations show a strong wholesale market for used cars. I don't think it's that good. It's improved, but it's not strong. Fall of just 0.1% overall for used car prices is the fourth strongest on record. Electric cars fell the most in January. Oh, electric cars fell the most in January, but diesels actually rose in price. Baking your pudding. Used car prices fell just £60 on average last month as buyers rushed back into auctions to snap up stock. Again, fast and loose there, I think. Rushed, doing a lot of heavy lifting. Used car dealers have reported a buoyant start to the year, which has kept prices in the wholesale market steady. Valuations experts, CAP HPI, which look at the price of used cars changing hands between dealers, said 3-year-old cars fell just 0.1% in January. Editors said that if the deadline for its report was just a few days later, it could have even reported an increase in prices. 3-year-old cars. Brand new ones are dropping like 40% as soon as they're registered, but 3-year-old cars only drop 0.1%. Electric cars dropped the most in value, falling 1.1%, while diesels were the strongest performer with an increase of 0.2%. Petrol cars fell 0.1% and hybrids were down 0.6%. So anything with an electric motor in it has dropped. I mean, am I right in saying that hybrids have dropped 6 times more than petrol, and electric cars have dropped 11 times more than petrol. 11 times. I might be wrong, but I'm sure you'll correct me. The January used car price performance was the 4th strongest on record, going back to 2012 when the trade valuations firm started tracking prices in this way. Electric cars have dropped 1.1%. Then we just go back. These are averages, you see. Biggest fall in used cars. Mini Cooper electric down 5.9%, £755 in a month. Tesla Model 3 down 5.8%, £1,187 in a month. Citroen Berlingo, a little Citroen Berlingo, down 4%, £562. Polestar, here we go, 19 plate onwards, electric down 4%, minus £813. Renault Twizy, I mean, how ridiculous. Renault Twizy, down 4%, 200 quid. I mean, that's just stupid. Again, the percentages. Aston Martin DB. Polestar 3. Right. Polestar 3. This is what I was talking about the other day. Down 3.9%, 2050. Why are they down 3.9%? Because Polestar released a load of pre-registered ones onto the market, and it's just, you know, like Jaguar should be on there. Jaguar I-Pace. If they'd have waited any longer for their deadline, Jaguar I-Pace, which I reported on yesterday, they would have been down a fortune. Any Polestar 635 cars. Oh, look. Sea of red. Polestar 3. Polestar 3. We've only got 60 there. And when we look at them, look at this. First advertised 22nd of the 1st, 2025. There's 40, what was that, 60 results, and 40 of them have done less than 100 miles. Down £2,000, down £3,500. Don't forget it's an average. So that's the biggest fall in used cars. Biggest rising used cars. Vauxhall Insignia, Grand Sport, 17 to 20. Up 5.4%. A 5 to 8 year old car has gone up 5.4%, plus £600. Renault Megane, 16 to 21, up 5.1%. Renault Megane, up £528. BMW 2 Series, up 5%, £652. Peugeot 308 diesel. These are all diesels. Peugeot 308 diesel, up 4.9%, £531. Kia Ceed, 18 to 22 diesel, up 4.9%, £557. BMW 2 Grand Tourer, 15 to 21 diesel, up 4.9%, £779. Mazda MX-5 convertible. Now this is interesting. So Mazda MX-5 up 4.1%. I mean, look, it's done nothing but rain. And convertibles are going up. Ask yourself a question. How bad does the market have to be when convertibles go up in the middle of winter, but your electric vehicle bombs? I mean, the difference between, so those who've gone up, that Mazda MX-5 has gone up 4.1%. So that's really, and EVs have gone down 1.1%. So it's a 5.2% swing on a convertible to a car that should be an all year rounder. Mercedes-Benz E-Class Cabriolet up 4%, plus 1,050. Mercedes-Benz E-Class Coupe, lovely looking car. Lovely. Up 4%, plus £1,183. Mercedes-Benz C-Class Cabriolet, up 3.9%, plus £762. Jeremy Yeh, hope I've pronounced that right, Senior Valuations Editor, said subscribers to its Cap Life product may even see values turn positive in the coming days. He added, "It's a bit of a myth that values go up in January, as since the introduction of Cap Live in 2012, the average monthly movement for this period is negligible, minus 0.2%. Now, do you know why that is? Because they register a flipping boatload of cars in December to get the figures up, and then they have to give them away in January. Only one way stuff's going there. January ended broadly in line with our short-term forecast position and overall expectation. It has been a good solid month for most retailers, auctions and wholesale vendors, but with some adverse weather perhaps affecting a more positive outcome." Yeah, obviously, just imagine if we hadn't got all that adverse weather, just imagine how well those convertibles would do. None of this makes sense to me. It really doesn't. The time to buy convertibles is now. But you know you're going to have them on your forecourt till March, till the first bank holiday weekend when there's a bit of sun. Then they all fly off. February will likely continue on a positive trajectory, with demand increasing as stock becomes thinner on the ground the closer we get to March. Okay, fair enough. But you see, the thing is, over the past few months, we've been giving well into book for diesels and petrols, ICE cars. We've been giving over cap, and we've been giving under cap for EVs. Way under cap for EVs. Cap should be called what Glass's guide had the temerity to do. Call it a guide. Not be as arrogant as Cap and Auto Trader, putting that's how much it's worth, because it's not. What you think it's worth is not actually what it's worth. You can take all the figures that you want and put them together and it's an average. It means nothing. Absolutely nothing. You get two dealers fighting for a car like the diesels. And the other thing is, these are the trade prices we're talking about. I keep getting a load of people saying, oh, you know, car dealers ripped us off during COVID. They went up. Cars went up. They put them through the roof. They made a fortune. They didn't. And I've got a feeling it's the same happening here. Trade prices went up. Retail prices didn't. So actually the dealers' margins were squeezed. We didn't knock anything off, but we didn't make any more money during COVID because the margin was squeezed. That's what's happening here. Because dealers want cars that they can sell and make a profit for, which isn't electric, by the way, they're all going for anybody that's got any money, anybody that's got any cash flow left, that's not blooming sat round the back, anybody who's got some disposable cash to go and buy stock that they can make money on, they're not going out and buying electric vehicles, because if they were, electric vehicles wouldn't go down. Do you understand that? Even you blinkered EV shills, even the ones that think the ZEV mandate's working, do you understand that? Values don't go down 11 times more than an alternative fuel if it was, as is being publicised, EVs are selling. They're not. They're not selling. They're being given away. New ICE car prices have gone up. New EVs have come down. Now, I read an explanation for this. More safety stuff. Okay, all right, so they don't put that in the electric vehicles. You know, it's just all excuses. It's all excuses. The dog ate me homework. It's basically, it's as bad as that. The dog ate my EV. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.